Stacy.
Hey, I'm Steph.
Welcome to Harnessing Your Power,
where we discuss everyday topics to break through the stigma and harness our power through self-mastery.
Tune in every Tuesday to join us in conversation as we dig deep into our minds and get closer and closer to our highest self.
All right, cool. So thanks for everybody who's hopped on. Thank you for everyone who hopped on after I sent y'all the live. I appreciate you guys, but we want to keep this a little bit shorter since obviously today's Thanksgiving. Everyone probably has some dinners. Can you guys hear me okay? Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm sitting outside, so I wasn't sure how the service is, but this isn't my usual setting because I'm actually at family's house. Happy Thanksgiving. But we did just want to still come on here, still keep the consistency of our lives because we do love being on every single Thursday. And we wanted to just we've been touching on the power of different things. And since today is Thanksgiving, of course, we want to talk about the power of gratitude and the power of being grateful. So as always, we start off with asking, what does gratitude mean to you guys? Oh, there's so many people on here. I'm so excited. I was scared that it wouldn't be as many.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect time. Right before everyone is about to eat a good meal, load up on some love and gratitude.
Yes.
You know, I didn't even think about... Oh, I'm blurry?
Sorry.
Am I better now?
Yes. At least for me. Is it good for you, Amira? It's good for me.
Okay. I had to get off my Wi-Fi. Lately, my data is just better than my Wi-Fi. I don't know. Natty said gratitude equals appreciation. Exactly.
I like that. Do you guys...
Perfect. Acknowledging what you have and not everyone is as blessed. Definitely. I like to think about that in a slightly different way because I strive my best to not compare myself to anyone else. So I acknowledge what I have and that I wasn't as blessed previously, or just part of acknowledging the growth and where I'm at. But I do love that. Let's see what some other people said.
Gratitude grants access.
Oh, wow. They said at the same time.
Do you guys hear the music from the neighbors? I feel like maybe I should go upstairs.
A little bit, but I think it's festive.
Okay.
Access to receiving. Yes, exactly.
If you want to give yours first, you can.
Okay. So I honestly didn't think about my answer to that question. I was thinking so much about gratitude and how, since I have been tapped more into actually consciously acknowledging my gratitude every day and throughout the day, I have so much to say about it. I know we were both like, oh my gosh, how are we going to keep this short? And all of that, I didn't even really think about that question, like what it means to me. It's just become so ingrained in my life and just such a part of my daily practice that I know that, kind of like they said, it grants access. I know it's like a mindset and a step to help me to achieve my goals. So that's a little gist of how I see it. Appreciate what you don't have. Exactly. Yeah. It's just overall appreciation for life. What about you, Steph?
For me, I'm striving to figure out like the best way to hold this because I'm so used to having the tripod. But for me, I feel like it's just literally when they were saying, who said it? It might have been Katie. Acknowledging what you have and what you don't have, but like being grateful for all of it, being grateful for the good and the process, being grateful for, hey, where I'm at right now is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I don't know if you were on that call that Bree was on, but she had told a story about how she had read a caption of a dad and a child, and the child was asking for the for his sandwich, and it was something that he could not handle yet. I don't know if it was either because it was too hot or it was too big and the kid was too little for it at the time. And he was freaking out and crying because he was starving. And so he gave him a few French fries to hold him over for the time being. And, you know, giving him what he could handle now. And he was just like, you know, sometimes we're so wanting that bigger thing or wanting that what it is that we think that we want, not realizing that we're not getting it because we're not ready for it yet. So being grateful for all around getting those couple French fries or just waiting for that sandwich. I thought that that was like a really big story that just helped me think of, okay, maybe I'm exactly where I need to be right now.
Yeah. That's actually one of my weekly mantras, is that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Because like you said, like a lot of times, especially if you have goals are amazing and they're so necessary to keep yourself accountable and get to where you want and need to be. But sometimes we can get so caught up in that end goal. So if it's a financial thing, if it's $100, to keep it simple, every time we get $1, we're still like, damn, we're not at that 100 yet.
Yes.
But we're on the way. So really bringing that gratitude into the process, like you said, is amazing. And I also love what you said on your Instagram earlier today when you said it's not about gratitude in the bad and the good, it's the good and the growth. Because yes, trust the process. Exactly. Trustyourtrade.com, trust the process. But yeah, it's not to say that there's never going to be bad, right? Like we all have pain sometimes. We experience pain and loss in different ways, but it really is about perseverance and about having this baseline level of gratitude so you can see the good no matter what, or you can see a moment as growth. I experienced a lot of pain this last year with losing my grandpa, and it has propelled me into such extreme mental growth. That doesn't make up for the loss. Obviously, it's something that still has a little bit more pain than it does anything good. But because of having this gratitude and having this mindset of like, okay, where's the growth here? Because no matter what is happening, it might be good and it might be easy to understand that it's good. Maybe you made $1,000, maybe you got your favorite dessert, or it might be something really hard, but you can see it as a chance to grow. Aw, thank you, Katie.
Wow. Yeah,
that really means a lot.
Definitely didn't want to stop doing our lives just because of Thanksgiving. Still wanted to come on here. Stacy, yours is talking. I don't know. Oh, wait, I can hear. Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what's going on there. I'll adjust as best as I can, but technology is...
Champions adjust. I like it.
Yes. But yeah, and so kind of one story I wanted to tell that kind of builds off of yours, Steph, about not only being grateful for what we have right now and trusting that process and kind of seeing the bigger vision, but being grateful for your wins, no matter how big or small. So one story I wanted to share was actually on a live trading call with our dude T-Beck. And if you're part of the team, you know those calls, we all get paid.
Yes.
T-Beck is a options trader that I've been looking up to since I actually started trading. He was one of the first live calls I attended, and yeah, he's goals for a lot of reasons. And on his live trading calls, he usually takes rather large trades because he's a really seasoned trader with a large account, still following his plan and everything, but usually I see him profit in the few thousands. I don't want to speak on someone else's money, but I want to paint the picture. I usually see him profit in like the few thousands for every trade. He decided this week to start a smaller account to show kind of everyone on the team how you can compound, even starting with just a few hundred. And he took this trade that was in profits, but getting a little spiky at the end. We're all here hoping, it's going to profit and clear. And his clears. And this trade that he cleared was just a few dollar trade. And he jumped up out of his seat and he started celebrating, like throwing his notebook, screaming his usual super hype celebration. and the same exact celebration when he makes those few thousand. And that really stuck to me because I'm sitting here like, wow, you know, I've been on these calls with him, and usually I see him make these large amounts and I'm profiting a little bit less, and I'm kind of still like, damn, why am I not there yet? Instead of being grateful that I'm still profiting. And yeah, mindset, exactly. And seeing him have that exact same genuine gratitude and excitement, no matter what the actual win is, because it's still a win. So I feel like really having gratitude transcend your whole mindset like that not only makes you happier that whole time, but it's how you really raise your vibration and set yourself up for a chance to have those bigger blessings. Like you said, that kid wasn't ready for that sandwich yet, but if you didn't eat these fries right now, then, you know, maybe he never would be. Like,
I love that so much. And I told this story literally on my morning elevation as well, but I was talking to somebody. Thank you for that perspective. I love that. I had been talking to somebody, and you know, his mindset on it was, if I can't, and this is one of my favorite conversations that I've had, because it helped me look at many different, and also helped him look at many different. But he had said something along the lines of, if I can't be humble for, you know, a few $100s, how can I be blessed with, you know, millions? Like, I need to be able to be humble about that. And at the same time, looking at that, if you can't celebrate $1, if you can't celebrate $2, if you can't celebrate those little wins, exactly how you said, how can you be blessed with $1 million if you're not even celebrating? You're not happy for the, you know, those small wins and being grateful for those small wins. I feel like eventually, I like looking at accounts as percentages, like how when you posted that 44%, that could have been a small account, that could have been a big account, it could have been whatever the case may be. But if you made $44 on a $100 account versus $1,000 account or $1 million account, that's different for everybody. And I think it all depends on your journey and where you're at.
yeah, exactly. And that's like what someone said, is like trusting the process and knowing that throughout life, like everything is a journey. For me, it's going to be an endless journey because I hope to never stop growing. So if I'm constantly living in fear that I'm not where I want to be at yet, I'll always be in fear, because I'm always going to, as soon as I hit that goal, I'm going to have another goal. I'm going to have another one. So why just be stressed out and fearful that whole time instead of being excited and having gratitude? And that's where my daily gratitude practice has really impacted my life, to help me let go of different levels of fear. I had a boss. Actually, my first job out here in California was street fundraising, which was 6 hours a day out on the street, having strangers stop and give me their credit card to put into my iPad for a $30 reoccurring donation. A pretty difficult job, but I learned a lot of valuable skills. Another time that pushed me to grow, to be able to talk to anyone. But it was nearing the end of my time at this job, and it was just starting to be a lot more emotionally taxing and draining than what it was worth. And I really wanted to quit, but I didn't have another stream of income or another job lined up yet. And this is right before I started my master's, and I had wanted to start my master's, but I wasn't sure. And my boss at that time actually told me, like, don't make a decision out of fear. I know we hear that a lot, but when she said that, it was one of the first times it truly resonated with me. She was like, don't block your future blessings just because you're afraid of not having a paycheck. For one, that job will always be there. I could always go back. But even if that's not the case, don't just stay somewhere because you're afraid of not having security for the future. And by being able to have gratitude and being able to see that, you know, I'm grateful for what that job did for me, and I'm grateful for what there is to come, and not having that fear, I quit that job. I started my master's. I got another amazing job. Now I have multiple streams of income. Like, it's all just led to where this is at now. And it's that simultaneous letting go of the fear and having gratitude that has really opened the doors for me to see these opportunities as well, right? Yes. Even about trading. I talked to Steph so many times about trading before I started because I was afraid. Because I was like, I see it working for you. Is it going to work for me? I don't know. But really letting go of that fear and being grateful for her taking her time to talk to me about it 10 times. And then being grateful for, you know, all the resources we use and everything it's opened has completely changed my life. And bringing that into your daily practice can just be so powerful. Like that's what this whole series is about the power. So it's not just being grateful about your financial goals or anything. It's literally bringing this gratitude mindset into your entire life.
I love that you said that, because something that has really, really, really stuck with me today is that right now it's Thanksgiving, and like I remember being younger and Thanksgiving hits and you get gratitude messages from everybody and all these people that love you. But being a part of this trading family and being a part of all of this, we practice gratitude every single day. 10 things you're grateful for in the chat every single day. There's always somebody sending a gratitude message or telling you how much they're grateful for you or how much they're grateful for your energy or being a part of this or whatever the case may be. And we are in a state of gratitude at all times. And right now, the whole world is in a state of gratitude. Right now, everybody is thinking about something that they are grateful for. And to only celebrate that, or to only be grateful on Thanksgiving, or to only, and not necessarily to only be grateful on Thanksgiving. I'm sure there's plenty of other days where everybody is grateful, but I feel like this is the one time where everybody's on that same wavelength. Everybody is thinking, hey, I'm grateful. Hey, I'm thankful. These are the things I'm thankful for. And I feel like that's actually really huge. And to be like sending those gratitude messages this morning, or like receiving those gratitude messages this morning, I was already so used to them coming in, so it just felt like the natural thing to do. It just felt like it was second, like secondhand nature, firsthand nature, I don't know. It's just automatic. It was exactly what I do all the time and what I receive all the time, and that just felt really good. That it's gratitude is always flowing, and how that's impacted my life has been extremely big. And I know we were gonna ask like questions along the line, but
Oh yeah.
I have for you and for everybody on the live, that I asked on Morning Elevation is, what are some things that you're grateful for that often get overlooked or often don't get appreciated?
Oh, I love that. And since we do have our chats where we drop our 10 gratefuls every day, I do my best to think of something different, but to be honest, every other day my dog is in there. I try not to put her every day, but I feel grateful for her every second. But lately I have been striving to think about some things that get overlooked. So I've been breaking it down into the physical things, you know. I said today I was grateful for like my to-do lists and my planner, because that's something that
Ooh.
I use to hold myself accountable that sometimes I don't like. And then, let me think for a second about some other good ones. What's everyone else saying? Mental health.
I love that she
Who said the T word? Me?
Was it me? I don't think it was you.
I thought I said I've been doing my best because I was about to say it, but then I said doing my best.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Our brain, our cognitive functioning. Yes. This is actually something I write and I think about often, because sometimes I think like, wow, you know, I'm grateful for my intelligence. I'm grateful for the things I know. I'm grateful to learn new things. And then taking that a step further to realize that's not even possible without this cognitive functioning. And I feel like that is something that gets overlooked, right? Because that's a little bit extreme to think about not having this level of brain function that we currently have. But all these things that we're saying in this live wouldn't even be possible without that. So that's actually something I've been thinking about a lot this week, Katie. I love that. Ooh, your imagination.
Something that Soraya had said was she's grateful for mobility. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's something that like not a lot of people think about. She was like, you know, there's people everywhere that don't necessarily have mobility in certain places or all around. Like, do we really take that for granted? Like being able to walk, being able to use our hands, to have two hands, to pick things up, to just do all these things. And then the one thing that immediately came to mind that's so small yet so huge is, do you ever, like, have you ever been sick and you can't really breathe? And time where you used to be able to breathe through two nostrils, just like I wasn't grateful enough.
Yes, girl, yes. That I feel like health is the biggest way to see it. That quote is, your health is your last priority until it's your only priority. So until you're sick and you can't get out of bed or you can't breathe through both noses or however it might be, you know, oftentimes we push our body to its limits and we don't always do the things to keep our body as healthy as we could be until we get sick. And I was actually just sick 2 weeks ago and I missed a few days of training. I had to ask for an extension of a paper that was due because I couldn't get out of bed. So I think that's a huge one to show that not only do we need to have that mental gratitude every day for our body, but we need to act on that gratitude and care for our body. I love that.
Yes, I love that you said act on the gratitude with anything. Like, I feel like we've talked about the law of attraction before, but law of attraction plus law of action, I feel like the law of action goes with absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Ooh, tell them.
Thanks, Wes.
I feel like it falls into absolutely everything. Are you actually, and also back to like our first live, the power of intention. Are you intentionally being grateful for things? And you know, when in the beginning, when people were saying gratitude grants you access, is it real gratitude? Are you showing real love? Are you truly feeling the gratitude? Because I feel like there's a difference between saying, hey, I'm grateful for, and feeling that gratitude. And I was talking to C. John yesterday, and he was like, you know, you might not feel it right away. He was like, you might write, I'm so happy and grateful, and not feel it. But the more you write it, the more you start to feel, yeah, I'm so happy and grateful. Like, I am extremely happy and grateful. And it just starts to flow. And I feel like that's also the importance of making it a daily habit.
Yeah, practicing it. Yeah, like you said about intention though. So this live series, you know, is like the power of something. And these things are only this powerful when you truly bring it into your life. And that's why I brought up that T-Back story, because I've been practicing gratitude for a few years. I have multiple gratitude journals and different ways I bring it into my life, especially since I started eating more animal products. I have an entire gratitude process now with all the food I eat. But for some things, it still wasn't clicking. I was still being like, oh yeah, I'm grateful, but not really feeling it. So I think it is important to keep practicing it and keep saying it, but really take it in. Don't just do it every day and hope, you know, the universe is going to care for it. I put it out there. Do it every day to start taking it in more. And that's when I saw T-Back celebrating like that. I have goosebumps right now talking about it because it literally was me witnessing someone else's gratitude and me realizing, wow, I'm saying I'm grateful, but am I really like having this gratitude in my heart? And I was in some ways and not in others. Definitely the daily practice helps with that. And also just letting it, you know, resonate. And at the same time, letting go of that fear. See what's holding you back from really experiencing that gratitude. A lot of times it's fear of not having this, fear of not having security, whatever it is. But I love that. And I love writing it daily, honestly. I miss it in the chat some days, but I always at least do it personally.
As long as you're still doing it and feeling it, we do love to see it in the chat, but as long as you're feeling it, I feel like that's the most important part. And when you were talking about feeling it every day and how is the universe going to bless you with more, it brought me to like something I've talked to C. John a lot yesterday, but something C. John said yesterday on a call was, as you keep practicing gratitude, as you keep doing all the right things, the universe will see your sacrifice, your commitment, and your heart. And I feel like that's so big, like just acknowledging when you talked about, you know, sometimes not having that gratitude comes from fear. When you said comes from fear, it also makes me think like, yes, it can come from, like when you said the fear of not having enough, but I'm looking for the right words. Like sometimes it's not even like fear of not having enough. Sometimes it's genuinely just not realizing how much we do have.
Yeah, the ignorance.
Yes, for a lot of people, I don't know where everybody on this live is from, but some people don't even have clean water. And the fact that we even have the clean water, the ability to grow, like some people, how many books do you have in your house that you probably have half read, but there's somebody out there who can't get a book to personally develop or to grow?
Yeah, access. That's
access.
Gratitude grants access, but also acknowledging the access you do have and being grateful for that grants more opportunities, and then you to share that access too. Because honestly, on the water topic, a few weeks ago when it was so hot out here in LA, I was thinking about, there's a whole little community of unhoused people really close to my apartment, and it was literally like 100 degrees outside, and I was thinking about, literally as we drove past them and I'm drinking my water, like, wow, it's so hot outside, and even if they have water, you know, they don't have enough because they're living in a tent or whatever it might be. And by me like feeling grateful in that moment for my water and my access to that water, then we went and bought a bunch of water and gave it to them. And then I went online and I found that there's a few different big organizations in LA that do these like water drops where they just go out and give water bottles. And for me, I really don't like the plastic water bottle industry. They steal our free resources and sell it to us. But I have access to that, and that is something, and I have access to water in my filter, but these people don't even have access to either. So by acknowledging that, I'm feeling so grateful for what I have, that gave me access to then share it, and then for them to feel that gratitude too. And it just starts to open this whole thing where you're like just vibrating at a higher level and then bringing others up with you.
Yes, which is why I love the fact that everybody is feeling that gratitude right now.
Yes.
People giving back and doing those little things, like if we could bring that into an all the time thing, I feel like that would make such a big difference. And I mean, having it be, and not necessarily having it be something that was, I don't want to say forced on my life, because it wasn't forced, but something that, like, you know, everybody was doing, everybody was consistently like doing in the chats, and I'm like, okay, well, I got to drop my gratitude too, and like all that stuff. Like having it be something that's day to day, I feel like has just had such a big impact on my life. And I just hope that for people watching this, like writing down those 10 gratefuls every day, maybe more. Sometimes I'm like, okay, well, I was supposed to write 10, but I actually have a couple more today. Or, wow, this is a really small thing, but it's actually a big, big thing in the long run. And yeah, no, it's had a huge impact.
It does. And going back to like the beginning of this live with Ruby's mom's whole little Christmas village, and us talking about like how nice and kind and merry and happy, like in general, most people are during this holiday season. And that's because everyone is just feeling the love and feeling the gratitude. So if you're watching this and you don't currently have a daily gratitude practice, think about the way you feel during that holiday season and try to start and start bringing that into your daily life. And by doing that every day, like Steph said, even if at first you're not fully feeling it, like what you do every day will start to resonate. How many times do you check Instagram just to see what someone else is doing? How many times do you lay down in the middle of the day when you should keep working? You know, like whatever it is that you have those moments that you might not be doing the best thing for yourself, make it a gratitude moment instead. Think about what you're grateful for and then act on it. If you're grateful for your body today, then stretch. If you're grateful for your health, have some water and show yourself that you are indeed grateful for that. That being said, do you have any last things you want to say, Steph, or do you want to wrap it up?
We're pretty far in. The last thing that I would just say is, hey, drop some things that you guys are grateful for. Ash, I saw that you said Me with the half-read books. Go read those. But also, I know C. John talks about reading chapters all the time. Hey, read some chapters, but, you know, get that growth from it. And thank you for always being on the live. She said, man, I love these lives so much.
Aw, thank you. I love the support.
I love these lives too, so much. Extremely grateful for everybody who hops on, whether you hop on all the time or whether you watch the recording after, or even if you just hop on for a little bit, you are appreciated. I'm extremely grateful for you, and I'm extremely grateful for you, Stacy, for doing these lives with me.
Thank you. I'm grateful for everyone as well. The ability to cook. Yes, girl. As soon as I get off this live, I am making 7 different dishes today. Thank you, Ash. I am super grateful for everyone who attends these lives when they're happening, watches them after, and especially who messages me after. This was honestly a big thing for me to start doing. I feel very vulnerable being out here with my face and just talking live off the top of my head. So I'm really grateful for everyone's support and for Steph for wanting to do this with me, not pushing me to do it because we kind of pushed each other to do it together, but just grateful for you always, Steph, in our conversations. And now that we're able to share these great conversations we have with other people and just keep spreading the love.
I love everything about this. And seriously, when Stacey says about the messages she receives after, any comment, any like, even if we receive it on a comment here or a message after, is always appreciated because we love knowing that you guys gain value from this as well.
Yes, definitely.
But with that being said, I hope everybody has an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope everybody is in a complete state of gratitude today and every day. And we'll see you next Thursday at 8 p.m. this time.
Yes, 8 p.m. Eastern.
5 Eastern, sorry, 5 p.m.
Yes.
Pacific.
Yes, it's okay. I'm always converting. And don't forget, write out your 10 plus gratefuls today and tomorrow. And if you don't currently have that practice, today's the day to start. What better day to start a daily gratitude practice than today?
Yes, I love that. All right, well, I hope you have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.